Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. This is where I take a deep dive into a particular company, a product, a creator, and I just look at their product range. And I've looked at lots of different companies in the past. I'm now today going to be looking at a company that you've never probably heard of before, especially if you're outside of the UK. They are a small up-and-coming production company that are making big waves in the magic community for really kind of different and unique ideas. And I'm talking about Neo Magic by Vinny Sagoo. Now, Neo Magic came into existence a few years ago. Vinny, who I'm going to be interviewing on Talk Magic very, very soon, if I haven't already, is an ex-solicitor. And then he decided one day to give up and become a magic dealer. And his magic dealership, he really laser focuses on routines that are nice and easy, nice and simple. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours learning one sleight in order to do them, but they're also really commercial. They ship worldwide, and I had the pleasure of sitting down and looking at some of Vinny's lineup and look at some of Vinny's routines. Now, as a company, even though they've only been around a few years, they've released a lot of magic. And I might be doing another one of these review show specials in the future, but I kind of picked 4 items, kind of almost at random, to review and bring to your attention. So as with every review show special, I'm going to perform every single trick that you see. So I'm going to perform it so you see exactly how it plays, and then I'm going to give it a review. Now, one of the big items for Neo Magic, and one of the items that everybody is raving about, is the book test that Vinny bought out through Neo Magic, which is a really interesting book test. I've never seen anything like it before. So let's have a look at this right now. So like I said, the first product we're going to be looking at is Mystify. Mystify by Vinny Sagoo, the pocket-sized book test that packs a punch. Mystify is a book test like no other. It fits snugly in your pocket. Unlike conventional book tests that are cumbersome and utilize different codes and gimmicks and other obscure methods, Mystify is compact, light, and has a very simple system that will take minimal time to learn. To perform Mystify, you simply ask a spectator to select a page number from the book, and then you ask them to remember a word several lines down, and then you instantly read their mind and tell them what the word is. And it says here, examinable, easy to do, full instructions, instantly repeatable, totally hands-off, pocket size, no setups, no prompting for information. And that is all true. I have studied book tests. I have, over the years, collected almost every single book test that there is. I've never seen one with the methodology that Mystify uses. This is a very different approach to book tests. Now, if you don't know what a book test is, the whole idea is that you give somebody a book, and they look at the book, they look at a word, and you tell them what the word is. You've probably heard of the mother of all book tests or the flashback principle. There's lots of different book tests. My friend Steve Della has All About Eve. There's millions of different book tests out on the market. Like I said, this is very unique. Now, I'm going to perform it for you guys first of all, so you can see exactly what it looks like. And then when I've performed it, I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons. I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is really good. So, Jack, have you ever heard of the book The Mist by Shahar Talina? No? You're into horror, aren't you?
Really big, yeah.
You should read this, because listen to this, listen to the synopsis. Imagine a world where every day is nothing but a mystery, a wasteland full of the walking dead. Each step is a step towards freedom and survival. Imagine if The Walking Dead had been written by a 6-year-old, and that's what this is. Because what's interesting, this is the worst book in the entire world. You can turn to any page and it's just full of absolute nonsense. Just terrible. Sarah, I ran away the day I was born. I ran away the day I was born. How's that even possible? You can't even run. Don't take me from the one person who gives my art whatever charm it possesses. My life as an artist depends on him. Like, honestly, Miss Viola said nothing. He was afraid to open his lips lest a groan should escape him. Lest a groan should escape him. It's just terrible. Get this one here. Golf me, said David sharply. I wasn't meaning to be funny. The new right, but I say what bit? His right hand. Then he can't run now. Or can he just? Left-hander. He has an iron hook instead of a right. Oh, just shut up. Here's the thing, though. I've read this book 18 times.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I'm an idiot. And I can tell you the 2 best words in the book. So on page 120 at the end, it says the end. That's the best thing. But I've read this book so many times, I think I've got a natural affinity to it. I think I've actually got some sort of weird symbiotic relationship with it. Sounds ridiculous. Let me prove it to you. 120 pages. You can take the book. If you want to read it, you can. It'll take you about an hour, so I wouldn't bother. But you could read it if you want to. When I snap my fingers, Jack, what I want you to do is name a page number in the book, any page number you want.
37.
37, are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, so what I want you to do is turn to page 37. And when you get to page 37, notice I'm looking away, by the way. I know the camera's on the book and not on me, but notice I'm looking away. Is that fair, Jack?
Yep.
I'm not even looking in your direction. So 37. Let's make it even more random. Let's go 6 lines down on page 37. So let's go 6 lines down. And then when you're on the 6th line, have a look at that first word on the 6th line and remember it.
I got it.
Have you got it? Close the book. Now let's try something. I don't even want to touch the book. It's terrible. I want you to imagine that you're in a cinema and the cinema screen's in front of you. Okay. And you can see the whole word. But the first letter is shining really brightly in a really vibrant colour. What colour is that letter?
Gold.
It's gold. That's interesting. That tells me that that first letter is a J. Is that right?
Yeah. How do you know that?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's try something else. Pick a letter in the middle of the name. Or the word, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You went back and forth between 2 letters, didn't you? You went back and forth between like an L and an I.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you settled on the L, didn't you?
How?
You settled on the L.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a T at the end, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of Juliet, is that right?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Let's try this one more time. Pick another... I'm going to snap my fingers. Name another page number.
58.
58. Are you sure? Because that's my age.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
Okay. What I want you to do is go to page 58.
Yeah.
And when you've done that, let's are you on 58?
Yep.
Let's go 4 lines down this time.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, and have a look at the first word.
Yep.
You got it? Close it up. Concentrate on the word. We'll try and do something different this time. Concentrate on the word. Think about the length of the word. How many letters in the word? It's shorter than Juliet, isn't it? It's shorter. There's less letters. There's 4 letters.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is you say this over and over again in your head, obviously, not out loud. That's not magic. That's stupid. Over and over and over and over. Oh, that's interesting. It's another name, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got a name before. You got another name now. Okay, think of a letter. Again, you went back. You ended up on the M at the beginning. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. 4 letters. There's an E at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking of a name. You're thinking of Mike.
What? I don't get it.
So that's a full performance of Mystify. The first thing that I want to say is this is obviously designed for workers that work in the real world. First of all, he mentioned it in the ad copy, but the size of the book is perfect. It fits really nicely in a jacket pocket, an inside jacket pocket. It also fits really nicely into a back pocket. Now, the book could be examined. They could read it cover to cover. They would not find anything special about the book at all. It is completely examinable. But you can give this book to somebody. You can have them name a page number. You tell them to go to that page number. You tell them to go down to a particular line, have a look at a word on that line, and you are going to remember, you're going to immediately know what word they're thinking of. There's no memory work to this. As long as you know something that most people know, there's no memory work. Like this thing that you need to know, and I'm trying to be ambiguous on purpose here, this thing that you need to know, I knew already. If you don't know it, literally half an hour and you'd be able to know it straight away. But to be honest, most people I know already know this thing. I know I'm talking really cryptically here and I'm very, very sorry, but I don't want to give the method away. But there's something that you need to know. It's not a nursery rhyme, but it's that sort of thing. It's something that most people learn at a fairly young age. Most people that I know this automatically. And the whole book test is built on that principle. Because I know this thing off by heart, as soon as I read the instructions, I was immediately able to have a go at this. Like literally within 2 minutes of reading how it worked, I just tried this on Ryland and blew him away. So there's no memory work really. Even if you don't know this thing that most people know, it would only take about half an hour for you to commit it to memory. intuitive, if that kind of makes sense. Now, the one negative is, you know, compared to a lot of book tests that are kind of more involved, it's a little bit limiting in that they have to say the page number out loud, and then when they get to the page number, you tell them what line to look at, and you tell them what word to look at on that line. And in that respect, it's a little bit limiting. It would be a lot better if it was something like the mother of all book tests or something like that, where you say, look, open the book wherever you want to, look at any word on the page that you want to, make it a nice big word, and I'll tell you what the word is. Now, the problem with a lot of the books that rely on the sort of mother of all book tests type method is that you normally have quite a bit of fishing. A lot of the time, the methodology behind those is getting the first letter, and there's no real good way to get the first letter. You have to kind of just guess, and then you go, oh no, what was the first letter? Oh right, okay. I mean, and there's more in-depth versions of that, but the whole idea is that you do have to fish with a lot of these more complicated methods because they do have a lot of words that they can pick from, and so there's two problems with that. One, you have a lot more memory work that's required than this, but two, there's fishing involved as well. There's no fishing with this. Immediately, when they say the number at the page number, you know what line number to tell them to go down to, and you tell them to look at that word, and immediately you're going to be able to tell them what the word is. You can then repeat it a second, a third, a fourth time. It'll be a different outcome every single time, and you'll be sending to a different line on each page every single time as well. It's a very clever method. It really is. Never seen anything like it before, and it would work in the real world because, you know, a lot of the, and again, I'm coming back to the mother of all book tests and books like that. They're fantastic for stage. They've got multi-phase routines built into it. They're a lot longer. They're a lot more involved. They're fantastic for a stage piece. This is perfect for a walk-around performer where you just want to do something very quick to grab their attention. You know, even if you're doing mind reading or mental magic, you don't want it to be too long and drawn out. So the whole idea of saying, hey, I've got this book here, take the book, fantastic. You're not going to believe this, but I'm going to show you something amazing. Pick a page number, any page number. What page? Okay, turn to that page. Go down a few lines. Go down like 5 lines. Have a look at the word there. Okay, close the book up. I haven't seen it. I couldn't possibly know. Boom, you tell them what the word is. It's very direct. And then, like I say, you can give the book to somebody else and have them do it. And because of the size of the book, like I say, fits into a back pocket, fits into a jacket pocket. It's very clever. Very, very clever. I am actually going to use this. I'm going to take this to gigs. I think this would work really well in a banquet situation when you're doing big tables. I love the idea of throwing the book out to somebody, getting everybody involved in the table when you do it today. Almost do it rapid fire. So, name a page number, 27. Okay, turn to page number 27. Go down to this line. Fantastic. Look at the word. Concentrate on it. Very good. Throw the book over to this person over here. Very good. What page number do you want? Boom. Okay, let's try and start with you, then you, and then we'll do you. And almost have like almost a multiple selection style routine, but with words out of a book. That would be absolutely possible with this. So there's a lot of different ways that you can perform it. One thing that I will add in this review that I really like with all of Neo Magic's products, so I'm not going to bring this up with every review, but it's something that's worth noting. They go very old school with the instructions. There's written instructions inside. So if you want to just get on with it very quickly and not look at a tutorial, you can just read the written instructions. But there's also a link to a tutorial and a performance so you can actually see a video of it if you're more of a visual learner. And I really like that. I like the idea of having almost like a quick start guide that they can look at, but then you've got the video instructions for people that want that as well. Out of everything I'm looking at today, I think this is the best trick. It is 100%. It is brilliant if you're a walk-around performer, if you're a close-up performer, if you do mental magic, or you kind of lean towards a mentalism style field. This is fantastic. It's true what it says. Examinable, easy to do, instantly repeatable, hands-off, pocket size, no setup, no fishing, no prompting for information. Very good, 100%. Highly recommended. Okay, so the second item we're going to be looking at today is Connected by Vinny Sagoo. One of the cleanest and easiest mind reading effects ever. You hand someone a small plastic card with various colourful objects on one side and circles and letters on the other. They're meant to select any object and then turn the card over. They focus on the first letter of the object, and then you immediately tell them what it is. I mean, it's that clean. Anybody who watches this channel knows that I'm a sucker for everyday carry items, stuff that I can carry around with me and do anytime, anywhere. This is a great everyday carry item because you can take this and you can just put it into a credit card slot. It can go into one credit card slot. You can bring it out and you can do it anytime, anywhere. Now, for the purists out there, this does look like a magic prop. I mean, that's the thing that you need to consider. You know, compared to something like Will to Read or Gossip or something like that, or Powell 60, where they're designed to be stuff that you would carry in your wallet anyway. This, although it looks like a credit card, when you pull it out, this is obviously a magic prop. Now, that's not an issue, but it's something you need to bear in mind, because I know there's some people out there that go, oh, I don't do the chop cup because I don't want to carry around a big metal cup. I'd rather do something more organic. And I'm totally for that. I totally get that. It's why I created Keymaster. It's why I created Gossip. It's why I created Chop and things like that. But I also have no problem carrying magic props around with me. And having this in your wallet and having the ability to take it out anytime, anywhere, and just go into a little mind reading bit, I think that's great. And far better than having nothing in your wallet and going, sorry, I can't do a magic trick, I've got nothing on me. Let me show you a quick performance of it so you can see exactly what it looks like. And then when I've done the performance, I'll wrap up the review for Connected. So, we're going to try and do some mind reading with you, Jack. Oh, no. What I have here is I have a card with a whole bunch of different items on it and some circles on the back, and they've got different letters in it. We'll get to the circles in a minute. What you need to know about the circles is there's different letters in each one. That is circle number 1, that is circle number 2, that is circle number 3, and that is circle number 4. You can see there's arrows guiding you like a little adventure book. Now, on this side, there's a whole bunch of, so you can see we've got a newspaper in orange, a monkey, a ladybird, we've got what's that, an elephant, dice, we've got a guitar, we've got a frog, a bike, we've got some ice cream, we've got a helicopter, we've got a key, jellyfish, we've got a car, and we've got an apple.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. What I want you to do, I'm not even going to touch that. I'm even going to turn around. You take it yourself. What I want you to do, I mean, the camera's looking at you, not me, but I want you to tell everyone, I'm not looking at you, am I, Jack?
No.
Think of one of those items, any one.
Okay.
You got one?
Yep.
Now, don't tell me what it is, but what I want you to do is think of the first letter. So, for example, if you were thinking of key, you'd think of K. Think of the first letter of that item that you're thinking of, right?
Yep.
Because I'm going to try and read your mind, but the first letter is going to be the key to this. I want you to turn the thing over so you're looking at those circles. And do you remember I said there's 4 circles?
Yeah. There's
letters in each one. Tell me, Jack, the first circle is the letter that you're thinking of in that circle?
No.
No. In the second circle, is it in the second circle?
Yes.
Okay. Then go to the third circle. Is it in the third circle?
No.
No. And then go to the fourth circle. Is it in the fourth circle?
No.
No. So it's just in the second circle, right?
Yep.
And that's really interesting. I couldn't have possibly known that it was just in the second circle. I couldn't have known what item you would pick. I couldn't think or possibly know anything. Would you agree, Jack?
Yep.
I'm even looking in the other direction. I'm not even looking at that card. So if I told you right now that you were thinking of bicycle...
how do you know?
That would be pretty cool. Now, it could have been a fluke. There's only like 20 items on there. So turn it around and pick a different item. You got it?
Okay.
Now, just so you know that it's not always the same thing, in that the letter of the thing that you're thinking of is always in the second circle, think of the first letter of the thing that you're thinking of now, yes?
Yep.
Turn it around. Have a look at the first circle. Is it in there?
No.
No. Have a look at the second circle. Is it in there?
No.
Have a look at the third circle. Is it in there?
No.
Have a look at the fourth circle. Is it in there?
Yes.
So, again... I couldn't have known that, could I?
No.
There's no way I could know. I mean, look at all these different things. There's no way I could know absolutely anything about this, could I?
No.
Let me see. Do this with your finger. Okay. I'm just going to do this. Like, allow me to guide your hand. And hopefully your subconscious... Was it the helicopter?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so that's a full performance. Now, there's a few things that you need to be aware of this. Number one, The credit card is made out of PVC. It's going to last a long time. I can't see this ever breaking. As long as you don't take a pair of scissors to it, it's going to last a long time. I'm going to have to get a second one of these because Ryland desperately wants to carry this to school with him. He absolutely loves this. He wanted to review this on the main review show. It's fully examinable. So when you give it to someone to have a look at, they're going to be, they're going to be able to examine it and not really find anything. And it can be performed hands off. You don't actually need to even be in, you don't even need to be looking. You can be looking in the other direction if you want to be. So there's and you can repeat it, so you can do it again. So you can go, look, I tell you what, this time pick a different item. And it's very reasonably priced as well. I mean, there's a few major plus points to this. We reviewed something a little while ago on the Craig and Ryland review show, which was this terrible thing by Astor. And it was this little, I don't know, slot machine thing, and it was like a round thing, and you turn the dials and this way, and you turn the dials this way. It's a very convoluted way to get them to think of an object in order to reveal what that object was. It was very convoluted. This is massively less convoluted because it's not a weird looking prop, even though it is obviously a magic prop. It's not a weird looking prop. It's just a credit card with some stuff printed on it. And it's very direct. It's like, right, think of an object, any object you want to. You got one? Think of the first letter. There's 4 circles on the other side. The letter you're thinking of, is it in the first circle? Is it in the second circle? Is it in the third? Is it in the fourth? Now, that probably doesn't tell you anything, but boom. And you kind of go into it. Obviously, it's based on a very old principle. I've worked with this principle in the past. I know people like Michael Murray and Lloyd Barnes and Richard Sanders have worked on this principle. It's a very interesting principle, and you can apply it in so many different ways. This is a great application of that because you're not dealing with numbers. The problem with something that uses this principle when you are dealing with numbers is it almost becomes a little bit transparent. This is not the case. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think it's going to set the world on fire. It's not going to be the thing that you do if you want to get the most important gig of your life and you're like, right, okay, I've got a chance to perform one trick now to land me the best gig ever. What am I going to do? You're not going to do Connected. But when you would do Connected is maybe as a lead-in to some mentalism. You kind of going into some mentalism or some mind reading or some mental magic, and you go, let's start off just to make sure we're psychically in touch. I'm going to try a little experiment on you. I've got this little credit card thing here. There's a whole bunch of stuff printed on the other side. Can you look at that for me? And then just kind of go into it that way. That would make it work, in my opinion. Kind of going into that way. I also like having it in my wallet. I bang on a lot on this channel about everyday carry and having stuff on you that you can do anytime, anywhere. For sure, this is great. You just put it into your credit card slot and you're ready to go anytime, anywhere. Like I say, it's not going to set the world on fire, but it's a cute little mind-reading bit that you can carry around with you that I think right time, right place will get a really great reaction. And Ryland, as I say, loves this. He loves this. He's going to be taking this around to almost every single place he goes to. It's not going to leave his pocket. So yeah, Connected by Vinny Sagoo. I'm going to give it 82%. I think it's really good. It's very well priced. And there's a lot of plus points. Examinable, instant reset, all of this good stuff. So 82%. It's recommended. Let's get on with the next review. Okay, so the next one we're going to be looking at is Word Up by Vinny Sagoo. What is Word Up? Word Up is a completely unique effect whereby the spectator mentally selects a word from a word search that's printed on a plastic card. The word they are merely thinking of then vanishes and appears on the back of the plastic card. At this point, you can freely hand out this card for examination and show the alternative words. And yeah, it's true. It's true exactly what it says. That's what it is. Again, just like with the previous routine, like Connected, this is something that would fit into your wallet as an everyday carry. The difference is, I think that people would buy that this is like a little credit card sized word search because it kind of makes sense. Word searches are really popular. I think if you went into the presentation as, hey, have you ever seen those word searches that they print on credit cards, like credit card size things? You can get them in like service stations for kids. Look, let me show you. I've got one here. Check this out. I think people would buy that. I really do because, word searches are very, very popular. So this is something that kind of has more of an organic feel than the Connected routine. And what I like about this is, although, and it says here, totally examinable at the end, that's true. Full instructions with photos and online video, true, although the written instructions are inside. Instant reset, boom, yes. Printed on PVC plastic, yes. Easy to do, yes. No real sleight of hand. Even though it's very easy to do and there's no real sleight of hand, I like the fact that these cards are such a size that if you do know some basic rudimentary sleight of hand, you can actually use that. You can use that sleight of hand to make this even more visual. In fact, when I perform this for you in a second, I'm going to use a side steal. And the reason I'm going to use a side steal is I think it just makes it a little bit more visual, and I can do a side steal, so why not? The instructions give you a completely self-working method, but one thing that I do think is I think that when you buy magic and when you learn magic, you should kind of put your own stamp on it and come up with your own way of doing it. Yeah, for sure, learn the instructions and follow the instructions, but then make it your own. And I like the idea of using a side steal, and you'll see that in a second. The method is very clever, because you show this word search, you can hand it out and let them see it, and it looks like a normal word search. They can check it all out, they can see all of the words, and you get them to think of one of those words, and that's what's so disarming. They can think of any one of those words, and they have a completely free choice. Or they feel like they have a completely free choice, and then you just literally just rub, and the word that they're thinking of, you just rub it away. Now, you could tell them the word first, or you could just rub it away. It's completely up to you. And then you can just make either the word can reappear on the back of the card in their hands, or you can make it appear visually. And as soon as you're in that position, you hand the card out for examination, and they can check it with a fine tooth comb, and they can have a look at that word search, and they can see they could have thought of any word. Vinny's thought of everything with this one. Let me do a performance of it so you can see exactly what it looks like. Thank you, buddy. So, do you like word searches?
I love word searches.
Do you? Okay, cool. Because have you ever heard of Word Up?
Concert.
It's like a little mini. Ryland loves these. He gets them from like service stations and stuff. It's like a mini word search. And because it's printed on plastic, you can do it over and over again. And they've got them from loads and loads of different things. This particular one is it's kind of random, to be honest. But we're going to try something with this word search. I want you to look like you know how word search works. So, for example, headset. I see it going down there. Headset. Do you see that one? Headset.
Yep.
And discovery, I see at the bottom. Look, discovery. Do you see that?
Yep.
You want to make sure that the word, in a minute, I'm going to get you to look for a word and think of it in here. But make sure that, like, the word is down there as well. So, for example, you can't say disco because that's part of discovery and disco's not down there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is have a look on here and tell me when you've got one of the words.
Okay.
The first word that kind of jumps out at you, tell me when you've got it. Don't tell me what the word is, but just tell me when you've got it. And take your time because I get paid by the hour.
Okay.
You got a word?
Yep.
Don't tell me what it is. We're going to try and do something right now. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of words you could have gone for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 14 different words. Check this out. We've got the camera nice and close here. First of all, I'm going to try and read your mind, actually. Before we do anything with this, I'm going to try and read your mind. Concentrate on the word. Concentrate on the word. Think of the word. Think of the word. Think of the word. Think about what the word... Okay, interesting. If I told you the word, would that be good?
That would be pretty good.
You're thinking of water.
What? How'd you know that?
All right.
Yeah.
Thinking of water. But here's the weird thing. I said this combined magic and mind reading. What I just did is mind reading. Where is water? You saw it somewhere on here. Where is it?
It was there.
Ah, water. Watch this. If I just take this and rub.
Wait, what?
I can take the water part away, which is pretty weird. But let me see if I can bring it back. Watch the back of the car. I'll turn it over so you can see. So that it's really gone, yeah? Watch. Right here. 1, 2...
What?
3. And it's now back. And I tell you what, Jack, you can have a look at that and examine everything. And I've just moved water from the front to the back of the card. And you can examine everything. Yeah, so for sure, isn't that a really nice routine? I mean, isn't that really cool? I love the idea of just having it in your wallet, pulling it out, do it anytime, anywhere. It's a great part of your everyday carry. You know what? I mean, I'm sorry I'm being so super positive all of Vinny's stuff, but I haven't really spent much time checking out Neo Magic. I'm super impressed. I am super impressed with some of their releases. Really clever thinking. This is the sort of trick that I wish I'd come up with myself. I really do. I wish I would have come up with this myself. I love coming up with stuff that will fit inside a wallet, that can become kind of anytime, anywhere. This is a very clever method. Vinny should be really proud of himself for coming up with this. Like I say, I love the fact that you've got the mentalism, first of all, by telling them the word that they've freely thought of. Then you make the word disappear. Then you make it come back. Hand it out for examination. What's not to love? It's great. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to give this 95%. I think this is great. I think this is a really clever plot. I think this is a really clever principle. You're definitely going to see this on the review show Revisited soon. 95%. Yeah, you can get it from Neo Magic. It's highly recommended. So the final routine we're going to be looking at by Neo Magic is Colourful Kings. Now, Vinny loves packet tricks. He absolutely loves packet tricks. One thing that I've realised is there is a lot of packet tricks that you can get from Neo Magic. The instructions here are really nice. You can see they're full colour photos. He spent a lot of the time writing them up, but then there is a code that you can scan the QR code and it'll take you directly to a performance instructional video and everything. And yeah, this is a really cool packet trick. It all just fits inside this. You can take them out and you're ready to go anytime, anywhere. It reminds me a little bit of a single packet version of Twisted Sisters. A little bit like Brainwave, but instead of Brainwave, two kings are actually turning face up instead of one king. But then when those two kings turn face up, you get them to name one, and you can prove that you knew that they would name that one, which sounds really convoluted. And when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, this is convoluted. This is really convoluted. But it's not. It's really not. It's actually quite direct. And I quite like the structure of the routine. So in essence, the structure of the routine is you put a prediction down on the table. You show, you say that you've got a packet of 4 kings. You ask them to freely name either the red kings or the black kings, and there is no force. You snap and then you spread out, and 2 of the kings have turned face up. The 2 kings they name, so either the red kings or the black kings, depending on what they've named, have turned face up in the packet, which is really nice. Let's say the red kings have turned face up. You then ask them to name any one of the red kings, and you show that it's got a different coloured back. You show it's got a different coloured back, and then you show that you predicted that they would pick that, which is really nice. And then there's a colour change of the other kings. There's so much going on. Let me do a performance of it actually, so you can see exactly what it looks like. So I'm going to do a performance of this, and then we'll come back and wrap it all up. Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. No, it's not. It's 6 o'clock, which means it's time for a Magic Live. 9 o'clock, something different. Today we're going to be doing the Colourful Kings from Vinny Sagoo and Neo Magic. If you want to see a review of this, I did a review show special on Neo Magic a little while ago when I reviewed this. It's a cool little packet trick. I'm here with Jack.
Hello.
So Jack, I'm going to show you something right now. I'm a professional performer and I've been performing my entire life. Now, sometimes I do magic, sometimes I do mind reading, sometimes I do sleight of hand. I combine all of this stuff into one thing. Now, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between all of these different aspects of performing? And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the difference between sleight of hand, magic, and mind reading. Okay?
Nice.
Now, mind reading is all about making a prediction. So I have here a prediction. I have a prediction of something that's going to happen in the not too distant future. I'm going to put that right down there in front of you. And I want you to remember that before I did anything, Jack, that prediction was put right down there in front of you.
Okay.
Okay. I also have over here 4 cards. Now I'm going to start off by showing you some sleight of hand. I've got 4 cards here. I've actually got the 4 kings.
Yep.
So I've got the King of Clubs, the King of Hearts, the King of Spades, and the King of Diamonds. Now the 4 kings are made up of 2 red kings, the hearts and the diamonds, and the 2 black kings, which are the clubs and the spades. When I snap my fingers, you are going to name either the red kings or the black kings. Okay. Now there is no ambiguity here. To be clear, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Whichever kings you name, I will make them turn face up in this packet. So if you name the red kings, I'll make them turn face up. If you name the black kings, I'll make them turn face up. The choice is yours.
Red kings.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Positive?
100%.
Do you want to change your mind?
Nope.
I'm so glad you said the red kings. See, that is sleight of hand, which is a pretty cool thing to do. But that's not mind reading. Mind reading would be if I knew which king you would name. Now, you've said the red kings, which is the diamonds and the hearts. I couldn't possibly know which one that you would name right now. But I'm going to get you to name one. I'm going to prove I knew. Which one would you like, hearts or diamonds?
Hearts.
So first of all, you said the red kings, then you said the heart.
Yep.
Could have been the diamond. But you could have said the black kings at the beginning, in which case it could have been the spades or the clubs. I knew you'd name the heart. Well, first of all, it's got a yellow back. I know what you're thinking. Okay, it's got a yellow back, so what? But the thing is, the prediction over here that's been here the whole time, let me show it you, it actually says yellow. I knew you would name the king of hearts because that's got a yellow back. You see, if you said the king of diamonds, that's got a green back. And I'm really glad that you didn't name the black kings. You know why?
Why?
Because these cards, well, these are just different colours. And that is why I'm really glad that you named the card that you did. I've broken Jack.
How did you do that?
Very well. Yes, there you go. That's Colourful Kings. Really nice. And what's cool about this, along with a lot of the stuff that Vinny brings out, it's almost completely self-working. There's no skill to this at all. If you can spread some cards out and turn a card over, you can do the trick, like immediately. So for somebody who's wanting self-working magic or self-working packet tricks, this is as easy as it gets. Out of everything that I've reviewed from Neo Magic, this is the one that I'm probably not going to do. Not because I don't like it. You guys know that I love packet tricks. I absolutely love packet tricks. But for me to do this, it would have to be stronger than Twisted Sisters that I've done for years. And in all honesty, it's not, in my opinion, it's not as strong as Twisted Sisters. I do know that there's a lot more phases and there's a lot more stuff going on, but I think that makes the trick more likely to want to be examined. The thing with Twisted Sisters, if you know Twisted Sisters, you've got 2 packets of queens, you end up with all jokers except for the 2 queens that they've picked. Because the cards are all normal and they're just jokers and queens, and because of the way I present it, nobody ever wants to examine those cards. I don't know if people would want to examine this, but I think the more likely when you're ending up with cards that have got like specially printed letters on them and stuff, I think that it's more likely that people are going to want to examine these cards. And obviously they can't examine anything. They can't examine the prediction card. They can't examine the kings. They can't really examine anything here. So that's a small problem. I mean, obviously with audience management, you can get away from that. But also I think that there's almost too much going on. It's kind of a case of 2 kings have turned face up. Now you've predicted one of the kings that they've picked. And now look, the backs of the cards have changed. And now the faces of the other cards have changed. There's just so much going on. And I think that it's a little bit messy compared to something like Twisted Sisters. Now that's not to say that it's not a good packet trick. I don't want to take away from this at all. This is a good packet trick. But as a reviewer, I've got to review it from the point of view of would I do it? And I don't think I would do it. Now, I'm going to do it on a review show special. And the reason I'm going to do a review show special is I'd like to believe that I'm wrong. Not a review show special, sorry, a review show revisited. I'd like to believe that I'm wrong. And I'd like to believe that I go out and perform at a gig and somebody goes, oh my God, that's amazing. So I've got a few military bases that I've got coming up in the next few weeks. And if it passes the military base test, it'll pass anything. So I think when I go to one of these military bases, and if you've ever worked a military base, the guys are tough, you know, like it's like, right, okay, impress me, magic boys, show me what you've got. I think I'm going to do it there, and I'm going to get the whole thing filmed. And if it blows them away, you know what? I'm going to change the grade on this. As it stands, I'm going to give this 70%. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I wouldn't do it, which is why it's only getting 70%, because I wouldn't do it. But it is completely self-working. If you're looking for a trick to buy for somebody who's new into magic and they want something that's super visual that will give them instant gratification, then this is the trick to get them for sure, absolutely. If you're a fan of packet tricks and you want to have a different way of doing a 4-king style trick, then this is one to get. You're not going to be disappointed. The packaging is good, the tutorial is good. It's just that I don't think that this will fit my act, which is why it's only getting 70%, but it's still a good trick. So there you go, guys. That is another review show in the bag. Another review show special in the bag. I want to say a big thank you to Neo Magic and Vinny Sagoo for saying yes and allowing me to do a review show special on his products. Thank you very much, Vinny. I really appreciate it. You want to check this guy out. He is making waves in the magic community for all the right reasons. And I think he's going to be a driving force in the months and years to come, especially when it comes to really clever methods and packet tricks. That's kind of his thing. Packet tricks are really clever methods for mentalism style routines. So you can go check him out. The link's in the description down below. You can get any of the tricks that I've described to you and performed for you via that link. And Vinny does ship worldwide. And none of his stuff is available through Murphy's. So in other words, if you want it, you got to go to Vinny to get it. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to know, is there a particular company or a particular product you'd like me to do a review show special on? If there is, let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. We're seeing a theme now. And don't forget, if you want to sign up for Net Tricks, then go to www.magictv.org, fill in the contact form, select Net Tricks, and we will get back to you when we have a launch date. But it's coming soon, and I'm super excited. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be back again on Monday with 3 videos. At 9 o'clock, we got a 5x5. At 6 o'clock, we got a Magic Live. And at 2 o'clock, we got a Magic Shorts. I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.